get-go. And that's a good thing, because it increases your damage. So, I'm going to start again. So, this is my own recommendation, even though that's not what it says. Zen. Force Sleep. Cauterize. I need focus. Then, Merciless Slash. Cauterize. Master Strike. Then jump in, Force Sleep, and Overload Saber again. Then, of course, Merciless Strike, or Merciless Slash, Twin Saber Throw, Zealous Strike, Cauterize, Merciless Slash, Force Melt, see how it just procced, then Strike, or Slash, Force Sleep and Overload Saber again, then Merciless Slash, Master Strike, Cauterize, Merciless Slash, Twin Saber Throw, Zealous Strike, and Force Sleep. I may have shown you some variations as, like I said, you don't do it correctly, not good. So I used some of my own variations. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, was the core rotation of a Watchman disciplined Sentinel post 3.0. Now, because it's 3.0, anything before it doesn't really count. So this is the video, essentially, that you will want to use if you want to learn it. Of course, using Dolphy is also good. But having extra sources of knowledge wouldn't hurt. It's like going to a library when you're studying. Well, the cooldowns that it recommends, or that you have as a Watchman Sentinel, are thus: Zen. Given how frequently your dots tick, now it's harder to maximize your 3-stack ticks of Overload Saber, although it is still optimal to do so. On a dummy parse, you should be able to use this approximately 3 times every 24 GCD cycles. It's essentially the cooldown. Inspiration. Still a very strong offensive cooldown. For maximum results, you can align this with the other raid-wide cooldowns. Rebuke. Timely use of this will provide a good DPS boost, as well as an extra resource to help you maintain your rotation. This performs best with a steady amount of incoming damage, like those found in Temporal Sacrifice's The Underlurker. And Adrenal. Try to overlap your Adrenal use with Inspiration, as well as Zen. The primary stats are Strength. Our damaging abilities, specifically the damage bonus, all benefit from more strength. So the higher it is, the more damage you're going to do. Each point of strength contributes a 0.20 to damage bonus. That's essentially just a 0.2 increase. That's 20% basically. Plus, strength also contributes to our critical chance, or just crit. Strength may come from hilts, armorings, mods, augments, earpieces, and implants. You should all know this. We also have a less important primary stat, Willpower. Willpower affects our force damage bonus and force critical chance the same as strength. Your character will naturally have some willpower, and this can be increased by fighting Dedicrons. However, none of your gear should have willpower in it. I cannot stress this enough. If you are a Jedi Knight, no willpower gear. Secondary stats. Power. Power is one of the factors of your ability's damage bonus. It specifically contributes 0.23% damage bonus to for each point that's added. Critical rating. This is one of the components of the crit chance, or just crit. Note that crit chance, or percentage, is not a stat. I cannot stress this enough. Accuracy rating. This increases our basic attacks, special attacks, and force attacks chance to hit your enemy. The basic numbers are 90, 100, and 110% respectively. You earn a 1% legacy-wide accuracy boost from reaching max affection with Lord Scourge, or a melee tank DPS companion of any of the other characters in your legacy. Operation bosses, by default, have a 10% defense chance or chance to avoid your attack, which means you want a special or force stat to be as close to 110% as possible, because if your force and melee accuracy goes over 100%, not only will it do from 90 to 100% increased chance to hit the enemy, so that's increased damage. Over 100%, increased chance for your enemy to fail or be unable to dodge your attack. Essentially, increased accuracy. You hit with deadlier force. Now, alacrity rating. Sorry, I forget. Back to accuracy. The exact accuracy rating needed is 758, although this is not a readily obtainable amount. That is just the ideal amount. Alacrity rating. Now I'm back to that. This effectively allows us to go through your rotation more quickly, because what alacrity does is it speeds up your activation times. So, for example, Master Strike, sorry, screen gone again. Master Strike has a channeled, that's a channel is affected by alacrity. That means over 3 seconds, this attack will take place. What alacrity will do is speed up the attack. However, this can sometimes mean reduced damage because of the speed. It will also increase the speed of your dots tick, as well as shorten your galactic cooldown, or global cooldown, as it's supposed to be. Much better than 2.0. Surge rating. This determines a total damage of your critical hits, meaning when you do hit a crit, this will increase how much damage is done per critical hit. Let's say a critical hit you do an extra 500 damage. If your surge is higher than what it is doing 500 damage, when you do crit, you'll say do more than 500 damage, like 600 for example. Those are the secondary stats. Stat allocation. Hilts and arm rings of the same quality provide the same amount of primary stat, strength, and endurance, as DPS will always want the high strength version, which is named Might. So, if you're going for DPS, Guardians, and Sentinels, you will want Might arm rings, hilts, and mods. Not Guardian. Mods provide strength and endurance plus 1 secondary, either power, which is deft, or critical rating, which is potent. Further, mods come in 3 varieties, A, B, or unlettered. The unlettered mod version is always superior, so if you can, always do your best to get your hands on the unlettered version. The B version favors endurance over the other stats. So, since you want your strength to be higher, you don't want that. The A version favors the primary stat, but it does so at the expense of a lot of power or crit. So you have higher strength, but you have less crit or power than endurance. Your ideal mod, you want more power and more strength than you want endurance. Because what that does is it will, like I said, increase your power, your accuracy, your surge, anything. Essentially increasing your overall damage output and how fast you can pump it out. Enhancements offer endurance, plus power or crit, and accuracy, alacrity or surge. Optimal choices are Adept, Initiative, Battle, Quick Savant, Insight, and Acute enhancements. In each of these cases, the secondary stats are favored over endurance, which is very important. Most of the items purchased with Elder Game commendations offer the endurance-heavy versions of these enhancements, which are Assault, Efficient, Finesse, Proficient, Savant, and... Let me say that again. The end game armor that you buy carries the endurance-heavy enhancements, which again are Assault, Efficient, Finesse, Proficient, Savant, and some question mark because apparently it doesn't list it. Implants and earpieces offer strength and endurance, power, or critical rating, and accuracy, alacrity, or surge. Noteworthy, the stat budget of the accuracy. Alacrity or surge is equivalent to the stat budget of enhancements for the same tiered item. Thus, we can effectively think about 10 times secondary stat slots. Augments. As I've stated previously, you want 13 power and 1 accuracy augment. The accuracy will increase, of course, your accuracy, and the power will, of course, do nothing but substantially increase. Because there are 13 of them, the damage output of your special abilities. Essentially, everything that's not a basic lightsaber swing. It also appears that if you use some alacrity augments in place of overkill, will be a DPS gain. I don't know how, but that's what it says. In any event, research and analysis, basically find out what works best for you in those cases, is always a good idea. Relics. For a DPS, and I cannot stress this enough, DPS, you will want to equip the best serendipitous assault and focused retribution relics you can get your hands on. Focused retribution and serendipitous assault only. Now, damn it, computer goes off again. Please, everybody, sorry for those now third screen going interruptions. Of course, during most boss fights, to give yourself a little boost, to stay alive and do more damage, you'll of course want to use stims and adrenals. Adrenals only give you a 15-second boost. For maximum effectiveness with adrenals, use an adrenal with the Weapon Master buff and hopefully inspiration. If you use the adrenal just before Merciless Slash, you should be able to get 3 uses of this ability per adrenal buff. Stims. The new purple stims now provide, literally, an 8-hour boost to strength and power. 8 hours. Which is superior in duration and benefit compared to the blue ones, which is only, I believe, 2 hours. Armor set bonus. The set bonuses were broadly redesigned in 3.0. There's now 7 qualifying slots. Head, chest, bracers, gloves, legs, belt, and boots. And there are now 3 different sections of set bonus. There's the 2-piece, the 4-piece, and the 6-piece, as belt and bracers were now added to the set bonus slots. Weapon Master and Challenger set bonus. 2-piece. Zealous Strike increases damage dealt by 2% for 15 seconds. Cannot occur more than once every 30 seconds. 4-piece. Reduce the cooldown of Valorous Call